Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Today, I'd like to share with you something special to my heart. It's not in the Embodied Life School books, but it's something that has come through me at different retreats, especially retreats where we're outside more often and in nature. It's a what I would call communing or communion with nature, of learning to listen to the spirit of nature, because we have that capacity, and it's an amazing capacity and gift that we have that we don't really know we have until we do. It's kind of a funny, it sounds like a Zen koan, but there is a way with with the plant kingdom and the animal kingdom and even the mineral kingdom. I have a friend who listens and speaks to minerals for decades now. It's quite a gift. So in the Embodied Life School, we do practices of listening. This is a different listening practice. And they all begin with coming to the ground within ourselves. So let's begin to arrive, to become present, to come into the ground within ourselves. Otherwise, it can get a little too outside of ourselves, and that's physically not helpful for ourselves or anyone else. It's depleting, and we need that ground to give us our equanimity and our connection. So we have many choices to come into the ground. We have our 4-phase breathing that we've done, experiencing the inhalation, sensing and listening for the pause at the end of the inhalation, and then the exhalation with the pause that naturally follows that as well. So that's one way for so many different circumstances that's helpful and brings us into the ground. Let's start there. Just a few, let's say 3 breaths. Good. Can you feel yourself a little more settled? I do. I feel myself a little more settled. And now I'm going to feel my sitting bones, really a solid connection, a bony connection. And my feet against the floor, listening to the floor, receiving the floor. And when I feel I have that connection, which as you practice, it can happen within moments. When you begin, you have to really spend, 10 minutes a day grounding, doing grounding work, really every day. It's a life practice. And I've spent about 35 years now, maybe 40, practicing this. And I keep having more gifts come through the practice. So with the ground, we know we go down in order to go up. Well, in order to go down, but also through the down comes the up, just like a plant, sending the shoots down into the earth, and as the shoots go down into the earth, the nourishment comes up through the roots, and a flower and stem and flower come up. So here's my stem, and here's the flower. Yeah. So let's have our ground. We always make sure we're very well grounded, and then we rise up. And so when we rise up, we begin to feel that space around which we've practiced. And we're here on the midline. You can look up, that's a wonderful practice, the midline, and coming out, being there and here. And now, with our communing, communio is a Latin root for communion, where we can commune with nature. We can commune with our fellow human. We can commune with the mineral, the animal, the plant, and we can commune with the higher beings, whatever your names are for them. They can be, all of it can be received by us, through us, and with us, and in us. So my practice today involves the midline, the space around, and the space within. It's a listening practice. So I invite you, if you're sheltering at home and haven't been able to get out still, to have a plant in front of you. And for those of you who are able to see out a window or be actually right near a tree, or around here we have more and more, as days go by, rabbits and chipmunks and squirrels. I practice, and birds, I practice with them. And those of you who've had an encounter with a deer, a horse, a cow, a larger mammal, seals, whales, you'll know what I'm talking about. So I place this midline along my torso, from my pubic bone all the way, just through the torso, up through the chest. And like gates of a fence, I open the gates. And I use my hand gestures to help me. I go up and down that midline with this gesture of this gesture of wonder, I open, and I receive. So in front of me I have the great joy of, dozens and dozens of trees in full leaf. And as I open, one comes more prominent to me. And I open the places we feel things, like a beautiful storage chest, and the doors are opening. And from that point, I have this sense of receiving, of radiating, kind of, what can I call it, a fertile ground for others to arrive, for a connection to be made, an open, loving, caring, safe place. and I become more receptive. It's a dynamic reception, so as I receive, simultaneously I'm sending, and I'm listening through the body to nature, to the spirit of nature, to the life force of nature. Every petal of a flower, every color of leaf. We give our attention. And to say we give our attention, the word attention sounds mechanical, but the attention really means we're giving our body, soul, and spirit an opening to what is always in front of us, always there, being filled with the light of the sun and an inner light that allows it to grow, just like us. We're so similar. And it's a soft gaze, it's not a focus. Now I'm moving to different parts, different trees and bushes, and experiencing the life flow. A bird flies through. And at some point, and you'll know what point, it could be that you're with a particular plant or tree, or squirrels don't wait around too long, but I have had some amazing moments where I open the chest and they just stand in front looking. They feel our attention. They feel the quality of safety, care, and love. The deer, the trees, it's an amazing way of encountering and receiving the beauty of nature at a presencing kind of way. And you can see the results of being received. It's really quite special. And the gift we receive is the gift of presence, and something I can't even give a word to, but the quality of the trees, the animal kingdom, the mineral kingdom, the human kingdom becomes quite enlivened and special. We may experience and see things that have always been there, but we have never really paid attention. And during this time of the COVID virus, the chaos, the pain, the suffering of so many people, to remember that which is eternal gives us strength, it gives us hope. It's a way of communion, and it enlightens and enlivens the love within us that's already there, and the life force of our spirit to carry on through these times, and not just carry on, but thrive. Thrive and bring our life into action so that we can help the others, we can serve the others. We begin and we start where we are. going to close the practice now and close the gates of the torso. Make sure you close up. Ground, come in and down. And with great gratitude, closing well. Have a beautiful, beautiful day and weekend to come.